shave it. Chop, they shaved my head. Otis, they shaved my head. Otis and Devil's Rejects, shaved my head. But, so, I shaved my head. And my makeup was pretty easy. They just, put a wig on me with some glue. And occasionally painted my face white with a little bit of black highlights. And I think they made my teeth look kind of funny. And then they put contact lenses in because in the House of a Thousand Corpses, Otis, I'm albino, or kind of partially albino, or half albino. But then, of course, in Devil's Rejects, I'm one of the Allman Brothers. So
they didn't do too much with me. They put on the tattoos and the makeup that guy's wearing. And
would you stand up? I mean, we got an example of that.
The rough part was the teeth, because the teeth were designed with eyeline pencil, fuller's earth, and spirit gum. And it used to take me 45 minutes to brush my teeth at the end of the day just to get that shit out of there. That was the worst part of the whole film. And that and the fact that, it was like we were shooting 3 miles east of fucking where all of the snakes moved out because there was nothing to kill. Yeah.
I remember a night we were out in, even beyond the last subdivision, which is way out there in California. And we were in some kind of a weird field or something with a bunch of trees. In the distance, it was a night shoot. We were shooting, actually, it was the night that we were shooting the bonfire where, the Run Rabbit Run, we're burning the poor little girl at the end there in the bunny costume. And we're sitting around waiting for another, setup. And there's a long, dark row of trees, beyond the field, and we're sitting at the end of the field. And I hear this bird calling. Maybe it's like a mockingbird. It's like 4 in the morning. And I don't know if it annoyed me or if I was just trying to push Sherry, but I said, hey, check this out. And I picked up a little stone, kind of not a very big one, and I said, check this out. And I threw. I couldn't see. You can't even see the trees. It's a long way. Everything's black. You couldn't see anything. And all of a sudden, there's. Like, oh no! Kill the bird. So maybe that's all we had to have.
And I shot most of my stuff at night when we were in the desert. And I have to tell you that wearing a satin clown suit in the middle of the desert, in the middle of the night, will make your nipples hard.
I think somebody here should be courageous enough to try that. Don't take his word for it.
Was there a particular scene that was more, physically daunting or emotionally daunting for you during the process? You were filming for about 25 days.
28 days.
So was there something in that shoot that was more so challenging than any other particular scene?
For me, I'm just fucking crazy.
Not really. And if we were talking about Devil's Rejects, I had very scenes. Yeah. But not for House of a Thousand Corpses. It was just plain fun. The nice thing is that we were shooting for the most part. The House of a Thousand Corpses is on the back lot of Universal Studios in Burbank, California, and it was formerly the best little whorehouse in Texas. It was the Chicken Ranch that they had reconverted into the House of a Thousand Corpses, and we were right on the tram trail. So we would be shooting all our crazy shit, and all of a sudden, I remember at one point I had Mr. Willis's skin I'm wearing, I'm covered with blood, I'm crazy, I just, come down and said, who's your daddy, and all that kind of shit. And I stepped out on the porch, and here comes a tramp, like, behind me, right? You'll see, that's Rob Zombie's House of a Thousand Corpses being shot right now. And I'm like waving, with a skin suit, and blood. People are like taking pictures and fighting and talking to each other.
Yeah, that tram business, they gotta get rid of that shit, okay? Because I was shooting a show there, called Alias Smith and Jones.
Oh, right.
I was a regular on the show. And all we had to do was just right up over the top of this hill and down past the camera. And every time we got ready to do that, a tram would come by. Okay, so we had to stop. And we got ready to do it again, and the tram came by. And I looked at Peter Dool, and he looked at me, and we both went, fuck it. Yeah! And we went down and past the camera. Peter reached inside and grabbed the girl who was the tour guide by the waist, pulled her out of the tram, and rode back up over the hill. And me and two other guys circled the wagon and were taking cameras out of people's hands and shooting close-ups of them. So that when they got home from their trip to Universal Studios, all they had was close-up pictures of themselves.
Now, speaking of Double Rejects, was this something?
Were we speaking about that?
Yes, Counselor, I did actually. Okay.
So, at what point, was that something that came, was an idea that came about while you were filming the original acting? Or was that after the actual stuff?
After. The next afternoon, after the premiere, I got a call from Rob. He said, I can't talk long. I got a reporter from Variety on the phone. If we do a sequel, will you do it? I said, yes. He said, I'll talk to you later. Boom, that was it.
Now, in terms of, because you've been in several of Rob's productions.
Yeah.
Over the years, how, as a director, how has he changed? How has he evolved? Is it the same, is the general thought process behind his vision for what he wants to change that has evolved?
I think he certainly has more confidence. You asked about how his directing was in House of Thousand Corpses, and I noticed that he was a lot more of a stickler for the lines. Than he was in Devil's Rejects. So he was like, he had written everything, he was writer-director, so he didn't want you to do a lot of riffing. And but I noticed that in Devil's Rejects, he was a lot more, loose about it. And also I think, for me, Devil's Rejects was the only time in my career that I've ever repeated a role. And that made it so much more fun to actually know your character before you even start the movie and then just, hit the ground running. So
in House of Thousand Corpses, his deal was, maybe we should do whatever. When we got to Devil's Rejects, he was going to do this.
Yeah.
So he was much more confident and knew how to get what it was that we wanted by that time. Because he probably watched House of Thousand Corpses about 637,000 times. And got a feel for what he should have done.
That brings to mind a question. Is there ever going to be a sequel to House of the Thousand? To Devil's Rejects?
No.
Well, why not? Because we're fucking dead! And if there's a prequel, they better hurry up or we'll be living in walkers. I never been here to do Devil's Rejects.
So somebody said you should do a prequel. I said, yeah, good. How are we going to be numbered?